And I'm just sitting here wondering why I'm not I'm just watching just getting more information. I'm over here wondering why am I not reacting to this yet. So here we go. It makes sense. It's content. But he said something here as I've been working on this project for back to back to back, just trying to understand because I'm really loving this program, this VO3. And so I decided to just take a break and check out some stuff that I'm in deep now with the way I have my structure, right? I've done a lot of tests now, so I understand so much about how to, I understand the detail matters, right? And then he did something that this guy mentioned here that is so true. If you're too detailed, that can also be a problem. You know what I mean? So with that being said, yeah, let's go.
Where I asked for the Sith to reach out with his palm, say some words, and then use the Force to send a bounty hunter flying through the air.
This will be the last time you fail me.
This video doesn't make any sense at all. It looks like the Sith does some kind of a 360 flip, and then the bounty hunter.
Facts. I faced out. This happened a few times where a lot of things happened and it would just not make any sense, or when I would in the situation with not in this way exactly, but when I did it with pictures, right? It would render the first few, then stop for some reason, then transform into a whole nother rubbish. Like it's insane. And I can show you guys I can show you guys some of the stuff here. Yo, I mean, don't get me wrong, guys. Don't get me wrong. It could work, right? Because a lot of this prompt, like some of them, there's something he was about to say that is true, right? And that was, it's better to, because it's 8 seconds. It's better to focus on one scene at a time, which is what I resulted to, right? It's just better that way. You're gonna get more accuracy. Let it focus on, because even think about it. But the thing is, the reason I've been going for multiple and a lot of stuff happening, if you could find a way to control a lot of things happening in that 8 seconds like that, imagine that amount of knowledge and detail when you can now focus on one. You're gonna be getting some crazy results, right? It's not just prompting. Like it's really understanding deeper. But this was a pretty good render. I completely forgot about this. The problem here is though, it's just the words. Like this scene here, just I don't like there's a lot of things I don't like about it, right? So sometimes you just get a bunch of weird random stuff, like the way it just goes through that figure that I mean, it could work. I don't like the lens flare there. I don't like that, but I'm trying to show you guys some of them that were kind of random. Like this is not bad. This camera angle, geez Louise. And you can kind of see the prompt is insane. Look, like the camera from, like I focused a lot on camera because I love camera angles and stuff like that. I love amazing camera angles. And this was, I don't think I saw this, man. This is pretty cool to me. I just don't like the way that flare thing kind of came up. It's a camera. And this is the text. This was text to video. This was text to video, so this was not the image. The camera from within her iris, extreme low Dutch angled close up from below as she slams hand on console, right? It didn't really get to the point where she slammed her hands on a console, right? But I do like, and then I just don't like how the borders are there. It covers the whole scene, then it disappears, then comes back. So this is an example of just too much stuff going on, right? You see, I prefer it without the borders on there. Why did that just come in like that? It doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, so with that being said, again, keep in mind I'm experimenting. I'm trying different things out, right? But so far, what I've understood, what I've came to understanding, you have to be, the more detailed you are, the better. But in not in a way that's confusing. You still have to be, depending on the level of depending on how much control you want to have. That's what I love about it. If you don't want to be that detailed if you don't want to have that much control, you can get good results. You don't have to worry about it. The point is, but you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, it's just dope though. Eventually it's gonna get easier and easier and easier. I've even ran into tools. I'm gonna make a different video for them. But today, while doing research and trying to improve on what I'm doing, I ran into other tools that do exactly the thing in a way, almost the thing, if not, yeah, basically the thing I've been doing in a different way, right? But I was like, damn. So so obviously somebody has thought about it, and I'll link that video in this video if you are watching this when I've maybe not today that I'm uploading it, but whenever this video comes up, check back. Maybe I've dropped the other video, but yeah. But I like this. This is not bad. Like, it's, it's like she's flying in a way. It could be improved. Obviously, it's not all that great. It could be improved. But yeah. But this is an example of what he's talking about. This scene doesn't really make any sense without, I can kind of, you know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make any sense. And then what's this one? Here's another one. I'll skip that one for now. Again, just too much going on. The text on the screen, no matter how much I try to no text on screen, a lot of the times you can't really control that, right? You can't really control that, unfortunately. But so this really doesn't want to. I don't know if I want to even that, but this one, for some reason, this one rendered as a video game. That's the thing. So like, it feels like a lot of the times, what I also realize is, like, it feels like the more you define things that seem to be unrealistic, if you start off in a certain way, depending on how you start the beginning, if you're not specifying realism or whatever in it, it kind of just automatically decides if it's going to be a cartoon or a video game or whatever. Like, you don't really have much control. So yeah, here's that scene that wouldn't play. So it's like a video game. It's not bad. Like I said, you the thing about it is you just never know what you are going to get. The results might be different every time, right? But what I'm trying to get good at, what I'm trying to understand better is the camera angles. I feel like if you can understand how to properly maneuver the camera within, based on how you know what I'm saying, within then it makes a little bit of sense now, because whatever it generates. But is the camera angle exactly where it needs to be for the dialogue or for the story to make sense? Do things transform? I've tried so many different things when, and I have some examples. That's why I'm doing this, I guess, to kind of go through, right? But that happened. This one's not so bad, and I didn't even generate these. I didn't want to waste my credit. I didn't even generate these with VO3. I guess I used VO2 just to see if it would do what I wanted. I wonder what these prompts would be like now. I didn't really have is there a note? Female characters reacting to far right explosion, flash, abstract, shimmer, destroying, splitting the frame mid action, no text, but text came on the screen. Like this is not even that much information, but it was just so much going on. It just though yes, I get it. It you know it's not bad. Like I said, if you want to make it work, you know what I'm saying. I'm sure you can. If you want to make it work, I'm sure you can. Because the amount of scenes the amount of scenes I'm getting from one prompt is crazy. Even when I didn't know much, I was focused on the like. I have videos I can make for days on this. Just reviewing the. Let's get. I think we're gonna get back to the video. This was a test I was doing. For example, yeah, this is a good example. When you're trying to do it for like video, right? This is a test I was doing for a music video. I took a still shot and I was just trying to do something. And it didn't make sense like for that to just, so you have to be descriptive when you're trying to do effects and stuff. So basically, again, this is all different. This is a whole nother video for another day, right? And then this is the prompt. Let me see something. What? Wow, this is interesting. Cut him out and go crazy with effects. Okay. Control the character. No performance. No performance, but he seems to be performing something. Background melts away. Okay. The background does melt away. He's definitely cut out. That's interesting. But I wanted this to happen with this image, right? So I wonder why I must have just. Oh, I see what happened. I thought I remember now. I thought that because I've done so many of these. I spent so much money on this, bro. It's crazy, or the equivalent of that at least. I tried. I thought that's what I did. And I realized I didn't do that. Then, yeah. Then I started doing other stuff, different. I was trying to figure out effects. See, I was trying to figure out how do I create different effects and different stuff in the scenes. Again, it's not perfect, but it's what I want. I want these things happening in real in my character in like around the character, not exactly. But hey, it tried, right? It's passable. And then we got this one here. Just like a clone split, like a RGB clone split type of effect. It's not bad, man. Like it you know what I'm saying? It's a little something. We're getting there. Again, this is me just trying to understand how to, you know what I mean? It's not just because we're talking about wow. Now I can just do effects based on words. You know what I'm saying? And the rendering time is decently fast that it's not bad, And then just keeping it going. This is another one that I don't really understand. It's again, like I said, it's rubbish. It doesn't really make sense. It's just there. Like it doesn't really make sense. It's not to a professional, to somebody who just wants something okay. But to a professional, there's no rhyme or reason. There's no sense with this effect. And you will see, we'll get closer. You will see here, as we go down the rabbit hole, we're getting better at, okay, ooh, now this is dope. I like this. You know what I mean? I liked this. This shit was hard. Except for, you see, that those glitched, I didn't really like the way it was implemented. Right there, it's gonna come. It's gonna that one was. It's not bad, but it was just for that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can add like a film grain or something to sell this scene a little bit more. But the point I'm trying to understand how to. We're getting there. Now we're fine. It's now putting us in 3D space. Now we're, you know what I'm saying, doing now the CGI is making sense. You feel me? And this is a good one to study, because then now the point is, after studying this, right? After studying this, you can take this and now you can start just, it's a matter of, it's not, again, what they say is not just prompting. It's a matter of understanding, okay, this does this, this does this. Now you know what to do. Now when you're done testing, you can now finalize it with the real thing. So at this stage, I'm just checking things out. That's why I'm like, dude, it costs a lot just to do testing. But like you have to, if you really want to dive into this like the way some of us do. This is so amazing. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. I love this. But locked effect name, it's called the Ether Fire Glitch Fall. That's dope. Locked effect category, digital pyro fusion. I'm just creating names and stuff. I'm doing a bunch of different stuff you guys don't understand. Somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm probably gonna create some sort of community or something for people who want to, like, who just love this as much as I do, and let's just link and cook and share ideas and new findings, etc. But locked effect timing. Okay, I had a locked effect timing. Insert here. I didn't even put the time. I just skipped it because I was testing something out. You know what I mean? I wasn't like finalizing it or anything like that. Yeah, and then fire. So I was like, fire falls upward. Okay, fire falls upward from character's shoulders into the sky. And that's exactly what it's doing. The fire is falling upwards, but it's burning. That's how it's supposed to be. So damn, like, that's how you know what I'm saying? For whatever. Oh, I see. Do you see it? It came out. Fire is falling up. So it did. It can't watch. It is falling upward. It starts there from the shoulders. That is awesome. Flames pixelate as they rise. Character's shoulders into the sky. Fire falls upwards from the character's shoulder into the sky. And then flames pixelate as they rise. Okay. I didn't see too much of that, but I see. Okay. Oh, okay. You can see that. That's crazy. Becoming 2D grid. And then becoming 2D grid glitches. No wonder because I'm not gonna lie. This is something I'm experimenting, right? So I don't even remember some of this stuff because the way I wrote it or the way I prompted it to create some of this stuff, I was testing out different things, right? And in I some of the results I didn't know what to expect because my brain was so filled with a bunch of stuff. And I have so many things going on. I just didn't want to overthink. I just wanted to test to see, okay, what can this do? So that's literally what it's doing. It's becoming 2D grid glitches, hovering cubes of light floating around performer. So that's how you have to. So now I understand, if I want something around or behind, you have to put it like around, rather than saying cut him in or whatever I did of that bottom one. So like with this one, I should have said around, right? Fracture into lens, glitch, shadow, abstract, random seeds, and sheer bloom cluster as a unique structure. Let's see. Glooming prism, synchronized pulse, 3D fractalized rotate on Z axis, adapting to performances, rhythm, and arm movement. Nothing in this says around. That was the mistake. Because if I would have put around, right? Around, maybe even leave the fact around, but it can also be in front or whatever. But it's not bad because a Z axis, I mean, that could be, maybe the Z axis is, I don't know, is around. That's how it wrote it, right? I was just studying it. I was explaining it what I wanted, right? So I like the fact that when it comes in front of it, I can see through it. Dude, this is insane, man. Like, I am mind blown. I cannot get over this. I can't get over this. Yeah, so I could have let in Z axis around around and adapting to around. That's what I should have. There's so many, like I said, you could trying different things out to see how it works. I like the way it was here, so I would probably word it like this because that's exactly what it did. I like that. That was a good take. And then I took the exact same, I think I did. Rolling flash, orbit. Okay, no, I was just trying different things. This one's not bad either. This is dope, man. Holy shit. Just in case. I can't remember if I downloaded that. What I don't like, this is not bad. What I don't like is the right there. What he's talking. See that random. I mean, that's not bad, but if you really want, it depends on what you're going for. I don't like. It seems too random. But it seems the reason it's not bad now. It feels like when he goes up, that's when it feels like he's trying to, create something. That's crazy, yo. And then this. That's interesting, right? It's not the way it came in. I like the, you know what I'm saying? Again, this is just me trying different things out. It's too much. There's just a lot going on. There's a lot going on that sometimes the transition, sometimes it just doesn't make any sense, right? So again, same style, just trying to get it to be around him, and we're getting there. The whole time I wasn't. That's why you got to study the prompts. The whole time if I would have just put around, because none of these had that really. That's insanity. All this is like my effect pack spot. So these are just like a bunch of effects that you can put on almost anything and it'll create something amazing, right? But yeah, I was just, look at that. Look at that, yo. That is so cool. Like I said, I'm just, the way you can use this to tell a story is mind-blowingly insane. It's not even a joke. And then, we're getting there. We're starting to understand how this is working. These are all, you guys got to realize these are all from, I'm now adding more detail. You know what I'm saying? More detail. The more detail you add, the like, look at this shit. The more detail you add, the better it gets. But you may not be able to get every scene, everything, but the point of it is, man, you can, if you know how to edit videos, you can edit, paste, patch, especially if you're using screenshots. If you have all your screenshots, for hypothetically speaking, oh my gosh, it depends on what you're trying to do. But, and then here's another, I was like, this is a good example. This is the reason why I wanted to, while I was watching that video, I was like, okay, let me bring up my examples. This is an example of just too much going on, right? It doesn't make any sense. It comes in. Okay, if it came in from something like this, it should have came in and maybe had like the title of the song or something, but it just came in and just did that. Like, what the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? So I think I'm going to stop this video here. And then, yeah, I'm just going to continue reacting to the video.